Hello there, friends! We continue to watch ESL Pro League. Group B has started yesterday and the most exciting things keep happening. There's a bunch of interesting reshuffles, lineup changes, and in general I have collected a lot of different amazing news for you. We are to discuss CSGO's Source 2, as well as very candid interview of Device. In general, we definitely have something to talk about, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. Of course, we will start with the latest reshuffles. Some very strange things are happening in Sprout right now. Some day they decide to remove Zyphon, but then the other day they kind of want to put him back in place. At least that's what the manager says. But at the same time, there are no announcements yet. And then the most unexpected thing happens. Sprout removed their main star Refresh. Recently, he himself said that he could not cope with the role of a captain because of a stutter problem, but apparently as a player he's not particularly interesting. Dark times seem to be coming for the lineup. As a result, officially Sprout has now only 3 players at the moment, except for Zyphon, who is still benched, but who is also playing Prax with the team, as they are urgently looking for another player, or maybe even 2 players. And one of them may be Fear, a former Navi junior player.
Прикиньте, Fear в Sprout тестится.
Fear himself indirectly confirmed this and wrote in his Telegram channel, "Speaking of Sprout, there are a lot of nuances. What would you choose? To add sour cream or to go all in?" Here we obviously see that Fear is now thinking about whether to leave his young team, the team he's building up by himself, or move to a ready-made European team. M0nesy immediately spoke out, sharing support to his friend. "I've been saying this for a long time. Rodion Fear deserves a chance to play in a top team. Give him a chance in any European team. So far, I've seen only 2 people who devote that much time to the game, that's Hooksy and Fear, and I have no doubt that he will be able to fit in and play well with the guys from Sprout, in case if he's being tested now. He has good basic level of English, and in the future he will improve it by communicating in English, judging by my experience. Due to the fact that Rodion is now playing with the young guys in the team, the players he himself took, his development process takes more time. His guys are learning basic things that Rodion has been taught a long time ago. He needs to find a top team where he will also learn something and he will discover a lot of things. Don't waste your time." Yeah, that's some wise young man, isn't he? It even seems like M0nesy has been on the pro scene for 10 years and he speaks that way because he's such an experienced old player. I wonder what will come out of it all. Also, Polish insiders give information that old pal Snacks is being tested in some top team. People are assuming that it's either OG or Sprout. Looks like the oldies are back in business. If this is really the case, then it's not clear what is up with Nexa. And are OG really looking for a replacement to his place? In general, we're waiting for some additional information. There are also rumors about the new team of Waxic. He decided to assemble a team of 5 free agents: Waxic, Sunny, Haji, Maze, and Marix. I don't know if this is better than what the Turk had in Eternal Fire, because he left the squad to join some top team and not waste time on team building. And in the end, he still has to start from scratch. Apparently, there is no great demand for Waxic on the tier 1 scene. And we continue to go through official reshuffles. Roster changes have happened in Endpoint. SDY took Fesser's place in Monte, so the Dane now has moved to Endpoint, since there was a place left after Nerds switched to ENS. And finally, there's some replacements in Shox's team. The French squad were unable to qualify for the major and almost immediately changed the lineup. They removed Smiths and Dace. However, Kiyoshima dropped some interesting news immediately after. He shared on Twitter that he had signed a contract with someone. Almost everyone is sure that Shox took him under his wing. In general, that's a whole circulation of legends. And the most unexpected reshuffles took place in 00 Nation. Coldzera and Taco had the time of their lives playing in the same team. Everything was fine. Then suddenly we get information that Taco is not being able to play at the ESL Pro League due to some personal problems. Generally, they had planned that he would be missing only 1 championship, but just the other day an update of this news was shared. Taco, the captain of 00 Nation, is leaving the team for good. He was replaced by Nexts. As the The Brazilian himself wrote on Twitter he has been dealing with a lot of personal problems and he doesn't want the team to suffer because of that. He's a captain and has no right to spread his attention on other things besides the game, so he had to leave to sort out his life. It is unclear when Taco will return and whether he will return at all. In any case, we wish him only good luck. Now I have some very useful info for you guys. Many of you might still buy games for full price on Steam Market and play CSGO without Prime, meeting cheaters in every match. And I found a solution for you. Zelenka Guru Market. Here you can find certified Steam accounts with purchased games or Prime. It's a huge marketplace, where efficiency and fairness are verified, so you can buy whatever you want with no worries and enjoy. You can trust them. They have reviews, ratings, and even a 12-hour warranty, in case anything happens with your newly acquired account. Regardless if it's EGS, Steam, or any other. The support will answer you ASAP and will return your money if anything happens. There's also a forum where you can participate in games giveaways, discuss any sorts of questions, or simply find like-minded people. You can read reviews, learn people's opinion, and ask which VPN is the best right now. That is, learn anything you want here. Just follow the link in the description and save your own money. Thanks for watching the ad, and let's continue. And next in line we have just a whole bunch of different interviews ahead of us. For example, M0nesy believes that soon he will take the first line in HLTV's top "I do everything I can to become better and maybe one day I will be at that point where I am the best in the game. Yeah, maybe I can be, why not?" And for example, Device has no doubts about the young talent. He gave a great interview for HLTV where he shared many details.
I think M0nesy is like gonna be one of the greatest that's ever touched CS. Like his mechanical skill is absurd. Like it's a bit more clean than what you see with s1mple, where s1mple just has more flair. It's like when you see s1mple, he does impossible things. M0nesy does that as well, but it's kind of different with the mouse movements. It's like very technical because of the sensitivity that's different and stuff.
What's the difference in sense? I'm not.
I think M0nesy is like at 2 and s1mple is like
3.5 or something.
3.09. Yeah, and so like s1mple has this the shake. M0nesy is very clean and very snappy with the flicks. He almost has like a Santeris op. Like Santeris is also very snappy with his flicks. So like M0nesy is for me what I see is like the next big top 1 player. Dexter, I still feel like I'm talking to him a lot. He's one of my friends. I think he still has something to learn, but he's also really, really good. Like there are so many CIS AWPers that are good. You can just go through the list of Deco and so on, who is supposedly not a very friendly player. But you know, and Rogi as well. I think he fits perfectly. Same with Shiro. They fit like into the team so perfectly that those two in special are very good at like when you execute. They are like trade fragging with the AWP. That's one of the things that is really hard for me. Like quick zoom trade fragging is something that I'm working on, which is quite new.
He also said in that interview that when he left Astralis, he advised Glaive to take Nikodos to replace him, but as we can see, the club didn't listen to him and took Farlek and Lucky. Device also had absolutely no regrets about the fact that he switched to NIP. He even wanted to play at the major in Antwerpen, but the doctor advised him not to return to the game at that time. In general, his health problems started to become an issue back in 2018. Then he was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, and at one of the tournaments before the final he had been violently vomiting. The team even said that it was better for him not to play in such a state. In general, the interview lasts for almost 2 hours, and the most important thing from it is that now Device is doing well. He's enjoying the game again, he has learned to combine his personal life and training with games, and he feels perfectly great, which we congratulate him on. We're waiting for Astralis to finally have a full comeback. We can't wait for them to show everyone the real fight. Let's all hope to see him in playoffs. Next up, we have a big interview with Nico. He was a guest on a podcast. There's a lot of content, but I highlighted the most important and interesting for you.
Okay, practice he is very good, but on Face It, and when he speaks Russian, like he could be in-game leader. Like I swear to God, like the way he speaks and the way he moves everyone. Maybe he just like has more confidence when he's playing with like random people, you know. But the way he like speaks and the way he understands the game is just it's insane. Like for his age, it's insane actually. So I think we finished the game yesterday, and then he played Face until like 5 a.m. or something. I wish I could be like him again. I wish I could play this much CS. I just cannot. Like I start playing and I cannot. My focus is just not there. I don't have patience for like random people to play with, but he just doesn't care. He's just playing, and he's so happy while he's playing as well.
It's
crazy.
true.
Like,
You're jealous.
Like, it's so hard to be happy
Dude,
playing
I'm
Face, but
jealous of
he
that
is.
too.
Okay, so
I actually have a good example of Shiro that you mentioned. Like we played RMR for Rio, and then we were sitting like behind Cloud9, and then like I was warming up, but I was hearing a lot of voice. I didn't know like who was talking so much. I was like, it has to be Nathani, right? And then I asked like Ilya, like, who is talking for Cloud9 so much? He's like, it's Shiro. And I kept listening. Like, he's talking like the most in the round. It's like, this is what I want from you as well. Like, you need to control the game. Especially on States, it's so easy for you to like, you have everything open. Whatever you do, you can always tell, okay, I'm going to peek here, you can smoke there. Like you can constantly build the game around yourself. And that's what, as I said, we are trying to get out of him the most. And that's probably what Zaiwo maybe sometimes is missing, because if he's not having a great game, he does not also contribute maybe too much with the communication and the moves and whatever.
Does it feel different playing S1mple now versus like 2021?
No, he's definitely the same player as he was. Okay. I think he lost a bit of confidence, and once you lose confidence, like you are a different player immediately.
Spirals out a little bit.
But I think it just shows like when the team is not functioning, like how much it can impact on your individual level as well. Yeah. And I think that's what he's going through right now as well. Like I watched his streams like before we went to boot camp in January. Like I watched his streams a lot, and like he looked very sharp. Like when he was playing Face, like he looked like he was gonna become the best player again, or like maintain the best player. And then when we played them on Blast, I was like, it's not the same player that like I watched streams like 5 days ago,
Yeah.
And I know that he grinded a lot. Like we played a lot as well, and I was watching him as well. And then he disappears. So I guess it's just the system that they're having right now is probably not the best for him. And maybe I don't think he's giving up too much space, because he's just...
It's probably just frustrated because, like as you said, doesn't feel as comfortable, doesn't feel as confident with what everyone's doing around him. So it's hard to feel confident yourself individually when that's going on. But a lot of changes in that team lately.
I think he will bounce back sooner than later. But
that'd be the smart money. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen S1mple last too long out of the limelight.
And the last interview for today is Samdayang, the one he gave to the channel of the Ukrainian analyst and caster Uho. During that interview, SDY told a lot of cool details about the internal kitchen of Navi. I don't want to play in the CIS organization at all now, and I wouldn't return to Team Spirit. I sense differences in levels. I've played for Mad Lions online for 5 or 6 months. During this time I saw a clear difference. If we compare Navi, Mad Lions and Team Spirit, the best of these are Mad Lions. First off, they are superior in the overall attitude, in communication between people, between management and players, and probably I find the approach in Europe is closer to my liking. We logged into Discord in the morning with a psychologist, went for an online walk, took contrasting showers once a week. We were spending time together with the organization. We were paid, we played some board games, Mafia and all that. They built a close connection between people. I probably felt mentally better then. But the organization decided to close the CS roster, to put it bluntly, because of wealth and their attitude to clubs. Mad Lions went to Valorant. I was sitting idle for a couple of months without a team and then got into Navi. It was probably my most difficult adaptation. It seems to me that I have not completely adapted to Navi. There are many reasons for this. A lot of things are different. In Navi, the game is built in a completely different way. I needed to quickly delve into things and I have never done them. And that touched all possible spheres, the tactical side, the communication, even the presentation of info. And all of that came down on me at once. There are people in the team who have achieved a lot. They have some kind of built ego. These things overlap. It wasn't easy. Over time, you realize that you adapt and it becomes calmer and easier for you. I could have got into Navi much earlier. I was an option back when the club took Boomich, and then when they took Perfecto. By the way, I probably became friends with Ilya the most. He is a super simple guy. Fishing and CS are his interests in life, let's say. He's very simple in his judgments, in communication, and it's easy with him. Probably the easiest guy in Navi to get along with. Throughout our communication, I learned about his position about the war. He he's talking about it. He himself refused to leave his flag displayed on Wikipedia. I know that he's generally a good person. It's easy for people to be friends with him. As for S1mple, we have a very good relationships in life. He's a different person in real life and in the game. On cameras and clips, it was clear that he often kind of bullies his teammates, but this is an illusion. It is necessary to distinguish life from game. Sometimes in a match something gets out of control. It seems to me that S1mple is not suitable for the role of the captain. He needs to focus on his individual game. There are times when he becomes really focused. He totally enters the other state. He doesn't communicate at all. Could you become a captain in Navi? Yes, but we didn't discuss it. The decision to make Electronic as a captain was made before I joined the team. What can I say about Blade? He's quite a wise man. He has got a progressive way of thinking, but he also has a strong ego. I'm not saying it as a bad thing. The bottom line is that most likely he will always choose his own idea and not someone else's. Actually, this interview is an hour long, but as for me, these were the most interesting points, and they perfectly show the inner kitchen of Navi. Well, these were some informative interviews. Write your opinion about them in the comments below. And finally, right before ending the news release, I have kept the most interesting thing for last. In recent days, everyone has started talking about Source 2, and it seems like there's a decent reason for that. First, the developers changed the profile header on Twitter, and moreover, the logo of the new trademark is also there. Moreover, the profile on the NVIDIA control panel included two executables, CSGO S2.exe and CS2.exe. In general, people previously predicted a lot of upcoming announcements with this help of NVIDIA, so this also might be a hint. Plus, all insiders have become more active on this topic and say that most likely Source 2 is already very close. The developers have even created a TikTok account, and the community thinks that this was made in order to attract young audience to the game. Again, I am far from this whole topic. Every time there are some insights about Source 2 and people say that it will be released very soon, and as a result another couple of months pass and there is no update whatsoever, but I couldn't make a video without telling you. Do you think something is coming, or are this just baits again? And friends, that's it for now. Here are the results of the past group matches and the schedule for the next matches. We continue to watch the ESL Pro League with you while waiting for new announcements and news, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything CSGO related. See you soon.